Now I want to show this chart for one primary reason. This is a Euro US dollar 15-minute chart, and you can see here it's pretty choppy price action in this range. It's like a 30 pip range here, then it breaks out and spikes upward here for a daily high at 128.25 roughly. This bold red line is your central pivot, and you see the faded gray lines are the support on the support side and resistance on the resistance side. We move into the following day, and price simply drifts down from 28.20 down to 27.60 and 70. And I want to show you this. This is very important because, as I mentioned, price spends most of its time in consolidation or within dealing ranges. And let's just move forward to look for, just on a very basic level, where trading opportunities can present themselves on intraday basis based on following some of our basic rules. Now you see here it's 7 o'clock a.m. So Central Europe, the dealing is starting to pick up here during Central Europe, and we start to get a move upwards, and a move upwards approaching the previous day's high, which is a very important level that is held distinct in the minds of global dealers. We see price move upwards and make an attempt at the previous day's high, but we can see that dealers consistently respect the previous day's highs and those levels. Spikes up just beyond 28.30, pulls back by 10 pips. Now the idea is to watch this price level very carefully. Let's say it's 128.30, which is 128.30 is right here. This is 27.20, but I would say let's watch 28.30. If price holds below 28.30 and does not trade or start to move above 28.30 fairly shortly, it could start to open up a trading opportunity for us. Price is now dealing in the 28.10 to 20 range, 10 to 20, 28.10 to 20, and the dealing moving back and forth, and all of the international flows are dealing in 28.10 to 20 range. Now, let's just step back for a second. At some point, you have to make a decision on when you're going to make this trade. And quite often, I will actually make the trade right up here if I think that there's weakness, or it could be weak, or we could get a nice bounce. Because if I do make a trade right up in here somewhere when it's making its attempt at the highs, then it doesn't have to bounce so much for me to take profit. All right. Now let's watch. So price trades in this range. Now we start to deal below the 28.10 level, and we may see one final attempt at the highs, and if it's weak, then price could really give away. So if you have not entered the trade yet, we can watch for one final attempt. But look at how dealing has moved below 28.10 as a general reference for the last 30 minutes. Price is tightening up now, so there's very little interest or very low liquidity at the moment. Now we're starting to see it drift up a little bit. If you had made a trade somewhere up in this area or even in the 28.20 area, we are now hoping that it comes down here to fill us on our order. So it comes down and fills us. All right, this could be the second attempt, or we may see price continue to play with this 28.30 level. But there is a trade right there. There's your first trade on the day. We see a 30 pip spike and a final attempt. And if price doesn't start to move above this level now, then we could see price move back into this range even deeper for the day. In addition, we have a slight MACD divergence, very slight. So price does give way at 28.20 with no more attempts at 28.30, and we start to see a move to the downside as it comes down here and rests on the 10-day moving average and continues downwards. As we're getting later in the session, the flows may be fulfilled for the day and we may see some consolidation. So price moved from up here is this is R1, central pivot, R1. Price moved down to S1 and S2.